Okay, guys. So good evening to all of you. Let's have this interactive session today, and we'll cover CX customer experience, which includes digital marketing, sales and service, and many other aspects as a part of customer experience. As I said, that we'll be covering more of a real life examples and tools which you can practice, leverage. Many of these tools are available free trial, and those tools can be presented when you are having your discussions with the corporate interviewers. Okay, and probably can show your capabilities around those tools. Not just you have those subjects studied there, but also along with that tools would greatly help in your conversation with your interviewers, right? For example, if you say that I have experience on salesforce.com or freshworks.com, or you have experience on various other tools like Google Marketing Cloud, that definitely adds a value in your CV as well as discussions during your interviewers. So in general, a marketing strategy, you must have seen the 4 Ps like product, price, place, and promotion. When we talk about digital marketing, I'm just trying to briefly explain. I know many of you would have been already studied those things. Like the first important thing is model. What is a business model? What business model which you would like to have as your business? Now, when I'm discussing this particular digital marketing strategy, um, you know, try to imagine that you have your own business and how you can apply these things, right? I know Abhishek and some of you have already run some small businesses in the past. So this will help you to understand how you can apply digital marketing in your real life businesses as well. So tomorrow, if you want to be entrepreneur and you don't want to go through that campus interview process and you can start your own business, this session will definitely help you a lot, because not it is not just covering the job perspective, but also the entrepreneurship part of it, right? So business model is nothing but what business model you're going to have, whether it is B2B, right, business to business, or business to consumer. There are other different models are available, but primarily you can divide into B2B and B2C. Now, B2B, I would say the B2B, when you talk about B2B, it is also a long sales cycle. The the amount of interaction happen before the closure of a business or deal is substantial compared to B2C. B2C, in a business to consumer business, generally the transactions would happen very quickly. The orders will get booked in a couple of steps, right? And in B2B, you will have multiple steps involved. And B2B example would be, for example, real estate. Somebody is selling a flat or apartment, a real estate company selling a flat or apartment to a consumer. A consumer generally would not immediately decide on the deal, because he or she would take substantial amount of time to complete the process. It could be, visiting the site and then understanding the pricing complications, the EMIs, and various other aspects, right, before arriving at the closure of the business, right? And B2C is typically Amazon.com or various other websites which you go and make purchase there. Okay, and the market to whom you are selling this. B2B could also be not just real estate; it could be also business to business. So, for example, if I am a dealer and I'm buying from a business a large quantity or maybe a big equipment, so there is a substantial details involved into the whole discussion before I buy those products. So as a dealer to business, it's a B2B also, right? So anything which has a long sales cycle, number of interactions required to close a deal, can be considered as a B2B, and anything which closes in few steps, quickly closed, a deal is quickly closed, that's a B2C. And the market is something where whom you want to sell your products. right? So in a let's say in case of B2C, if you are selling the fashion goods, what is your target market? If you are selling bicycles, what is your target market, right? So you can identify that target market in terms of demographics. Demographics could be, age, gender, the interest, income, so and then there are other aspects also, the behavioral aspects as well as the transactional aspects when we are considering the market, right? So primarily you can define demographics as one of the important criteria for defining the market, right? And then message is something which is talking about what is the pain point of that person whom you are selling that product, or what is the problem he's facing or she's facing, or it could be also the troubles he or she is having, right? For when you're using their current product, and when you're selling the new your product, how you can address those pains, concerns, troubles. Or you can also talk about what are they visualizing from a product perspective, what's their aspirations. For example, when you're selling apartment as a real estate company, you would talk about where those people are facing problem. Okay, they are staying in some areas where they don't have good roads, okay, and they have challenges going to the market, right? And then aspirations could be, they would like to stay somewhere nearby a lake or somewhere nearby beach where they can enjoy that weather, right? So that's a combination of your pain areas and aspirations. You are saying that, would you like to stay in an apartment which is closer to the market, schools, as well as your offices, and also has beach facing views, right? So something which is what is a message all about. And then metrics, what do you want to achieve as a part of digital marketing in such situation? Your market, model, message. So you want to achieve, when it is B2C, you are expecting closures in terms of deals, number of deals. In a B2B, from marketing perspective, you are trying to generate more and more leads, right? So that could be your metrics. And then media, what media you want to leverage to reach out to your market, right? Based on demographics. The media could be either print media or digital media. Print media could be newspapers, magazines, or billboards, could be your one of those medias, right? While digital medias could be your social media platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, YouTube, and could be emails, SMSs, WhatsApp, and various other channels you have to reach out to that market. And then how do we execute that campaign when you are reaching out to that market with message, okay, for certain business model or product, right? How to execute that? So you have various tools available to automate that whole process of communicating that message to the market or your end consumers. And once you communicate that message, what is your measures, right? For example, I wanted to generate leads through a campaign. So how many leads I have achieved when I'm measuring that campaign performance, right? So that's a brief about digital marketing strategies. So you have to consider all these factors when you are designing or defining your digital marketing strategy. Hello,
Yes, sir.
guys. I
We are
hope you are able
listening.
to. Yeah, okay. Somebody said that I'm not audible. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, so I was saying, I was just checking, tomorrow you have any lectures or college, you have to go to college tomorrow? Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow we are fully packed.
Bindu, you have
Bindu,
to
put yourself
check
on mute.
your mic.
it's okay. It's okay. Let her finish.
Bindu.
We can have a conversation with you today in late evening or tomorrow morning. That's why I was just
Bindu.
checking. What time you have lectures? I actually have from 9:45 it starts. So you have the access. I think you can mute her. She's I think in the meeting. We
Okay.
had some plans. I mean.
Okay. So yeah, so when you look at this particular slide, which I have prepared briefly for you to explain the whole workflow here, right? So when you start your business, you want to reach out to the audience, but you don't know what is that audience. You don't have the contact details of that audience, right? You don't have email address. You don't have mobile numbers or any information about that audience. So that is where we are talking about those search ad, display ads, and social ads, right? And this is, if you can see on the left hand side, because this audience is anonymous audience. You don't have any information of that audience. You don't have their contact details. You don't have the email IDs. So how do we reach that audience? And that is where you have those digital, data management platforms available. Data management platforms will provide you anonymous audience to create a brand awareness or to sell a product. For example, when you receive a Facebook ad or you see ads when you open a particular website, you see banner ads or you see ads just on the left or right hand side, right, in the blocks, and those ads are anonymously presented to you because the brand doesn't know you, all right? These ads are presented through these data management platforms or third-party data, right? Because the idea is to create the awareness about your product, so that when somebody clicks on that ad takes that person to a website of that company or a brand, right? So that's a anonymous way of approaching the customer because you don't have information about that customer, and that mostly happens through paid ads, right? For example, you have a search ad which is presented in the Google, right? You have paid Google for a particular ad word search, right? And when somebody searches for, let's say, marketing MBA, that person should see JAGSOM website as one of the top 3 websites presented there, so that when that person clicks on that particular website, then it takes him or her to that website, and that's where the person explores the courses and probably floats an inquiry about particular course, and that response is presented to the internal people of JAGSON who will take it forward and communicate with that person further, right? And that communication can happen through automated marketing tools, right? Because you now have the person's identity, right? Because that person has clicked on that particular search, and then he comes to or she comes to that website, completes certain form in terms of contact details. Now that person provides email ID and mobile number, all those details. Now that information comes to a marketing tool. That marketing tool will leverage that information and start sending a communication about the courses, about the fee structure, and various other details. So that's the automation of marketing information communication, right? So this is very important aspects here, and this is generally addressed through advertising also. So, and this is a paid. So how do you define? And there are various criteria to show the ads. So when you look at ndtv.com or Economic Times website, you would see a lot of ads coming there. Those ads either based on contextual information. For example, if it is a article related to automotive industry, so those ads will be presented in the context of that automotive industry. So Mahindra would present one ad, or maybe Toyota would be presenting an ad there, right? So that's a contextual ad. Or there could be demographics based on the interest and intent of those people, right? For example, I was browsing something, searching something on Google about car, right? And that is picked up by the Google against my cookie ID or maybe social ID or mobile ID. So that information is now leveraged by the brand to present an ad to me, right? So next time when I go to some places like, any of those websites, news website or something, so the moment I go there, I will start seeing the ad for a particular brand, right? So that's a display ad what you see. Or maybe I would start seeing that ad on a social media. So many times you wonder, how come I see a ad of a particular product, how these guys know that I'm interested in this particular product, right? The reason behind that is those social media websites or Google or someone else is selling that data without selling your identity, right? So that's anonymous. That data is shared in the form of cookie ID. So cookie ID is saying that this particular cookie ID as a part of cohort, is interested in buying a car, right? So you're not sharing, the Google is not sharing as per compliance rules, they cannot share your personal details, right? So the moment that information is shared with the brand, so there is a buying and selling process happen, bidding happens, right? In that bidding process, the brand's advertisement is shown to you either on a social media website or a publisher website. Publisher could be a news media website. So those are called as publishers, right? And that ad presented to you, then you click on that ad and go to now that when you click on that ad, it takes you to that brand's website, and then brand's website will start capturing details about you, right? Either it could be email ID. So whenever you go to a particular website, the first thing you have to do is, before you start buying, you have to share your email ID or mobile number to create an account, right? So that's where they start capturing your personal information, personal ID, with your consent, right? So that is called as inbound, right? Here the person comes on a website or mobile app, right? And that's where the person starts sharing information about mobile ID, mobile number, and social ID, or email ID, your name, and various other details is captured here, either completely or in a partial way, right? All that information which is captured there now is leveraged by the brand to further start sending you communication, either email, SMSs, or push notifications if it is app, or it could be SMSs also, or WhatsApp messages also, right? So you must have observed this conversation, right? So from a prospect which is anonymous, now you have become known person to that brand. The other aspects of when you come on the website or app, it could be commerce website, it could be a website of a company which is capturing or providing information. For example, it could be a JAGSOM's website, right? A commerce website could be Flipkart, Amazon, all this, so there are various commerce websites. So what happens when you land on that website, share your detail and start browsing those content on the website. So what happens, you have various tools available which will start streaming that information to a brand, saying that this person is browsing so and so pages, he was or she was spending so much time on a particular page or a video. All that information is captured and presented it as a part of analytics to the brand. And that information is leveraged by the brand to further personalize the website or send communication, right? This is where the site personalization will happen. And the streaming will provide the information about various events and activities of a person on a website or app. And that information is leveraged to further personalize your website. So personalized website means when you come on next time on a particular website, on the same website, based on your browsing pattern in the past, the system will present something which is relevant to you, rather than you have to browse again the same content. The idea is try to present something where you are interested and try to convert that customer on the website to complete the purchasing process, right? So now a lot of websites have started doing that in last few months, but this was not prominent in the past. People were not bothered about this personalization of the websites, right, or app. The other aspects of streaming is also when you add certain product, let's say into a cart, right? And you don't complete the process, right? And that's where the marketing automation softwares will pick up that information that, for example, Prerna or Meenal or any one of you have added so-and-so product in the cart, but haven't completed the purchasing process or payment process. And they left the cart or they closed the browser or app, right? So what will happen is the marketing automation software or cross-channel orchestration solutions, which are mentioned here on the right-hand side now, those will pick up that information from streaming tool and will start sending you either email, SMSs, or WhatsApp messages, or various other communication channels, saying that probably you are interested in this product. Would you like to buy this? They may also come out with certain offers to help you to decide on it. For example, some brand would create an offer saying that you are interested in this product and we are offering you 10% if you complete this purchasing process in next 24 hours, right? So that's a cross-channel orchestration process. Now, why we call it as a cross-channel orchestration process?
Sir, I
Because
have
there is, yeah. You have any question?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, when you were explaining about this re-advertising or such things, you mentioned about this WhatsApp, right? So WhatsApp is an end-to-end encrypted.
Yeah.
So how come people getting into the WhatsApp? So WhatsApp's main information is their phone number.
Yes.
So nowadays we keep on getting these advertisements, right? Some random advertisement about the cafes and all coming to my WhatsApp. So how are they getting into my WhatsApp, sir?
So sometimes it's all, so some people are creating those groups and sending that information, which is illegal, right? But if you have authorized certain brand, for example, if it is you are on GoIbibo and you authorize GoIbibo to start communicating on WhatsApp, so this communication will happen from GoIbibo on WhatsApp, right? They will send you an offers, they will send you transactional information about the either bus booking or flight booking information. They'll send you on WhatsApp,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Huh?
So
So
only
there is a way
verified
of
companies are
consent.
coming.
They get your consent before start sending you communication on WhatsApp. So this is a business account of WhatsApp which they leverage.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so similarly, SMS now there is stringent laws with which now you unless until you authorize that brand to send you an SMS, they cannot send you an SMS. Earlier you used to get lots of SMS. Now the SMSs are also limited, right? Emails also you have to provide a consent whether you would like to accept information on email or receive information on email. So these are all part of GDPR rule, and everybody should know about GDPR, right? So you can search on Google and find out more about GDPR. So in US and Europe region, it is more stricter. In India, it is not yet strict so far. So people are leveraging lots of, the communication. Even if you haven't consented for that communication, they're sending you that communication because we don't have a strict rules on GDPR. So when you're, probably having a discussion with your potential employer, prospective employer, probably some of these questions will come up, right? So GDPR is a very important policy today in many countries, especially when you have business abroad, right? And then you have a content management or content marketing softwares, which will help you to create content, manage and create a content. And that content could be email or SMS, or it could be push notifications within app, right? Push notification content or web notification content, right? So, or it could be chatbot related content. And content also includes your websites and landing pages, right? So content marketing softwares will allow you to create your websites and landing pages, also allows you to maintain graphical images or videos and various templates for emails, right? So that's a content marketing solution, right? So you can see that now this content marketing solution is leveraged to create that email campaign or various other campaigns, right? WhatsApp campaign, it could be push notification campaign. And that information is leveraged by cross-channel orchestration tools to send out the communication, right? Here, now this is called as outbound, right? Why? Now it is going from a brand to these consumers based on their identity through email, push notifications, SMS. It could be also social also now, right? On the left hand side, you would have seen that now it was sent as an anonymous communication on social media. Here, as a part of outbound communication on the right hand side, it could be sent to you knowing you very well, right? Now I have your social ID, let's say Facebook ID. Now I will leverage that Facebook ID to send you certain advertisements or communication, right? So that's also outbound communication. So not only your email, SMS, or WhatsApp messages, it could also be a communication via social media. You must have seen that now many times when you subscribe to a particular brand, they start sending you communications or advertisements on Facebook or Instagram or various other channels, right? Twitter. Yeah. So what happens in the whole process? Your customer is converting from anonymous to known entity. Now here the customer either buy the product or shows interest into the product, right? In a typical B2B scenario, what will happen? The customer is showing an interest into your product, let's say car or let's say apartment. Now that information is considered as a qualified lead from a marketing perspective, and that information is passed on to the sales representative of that brand. This is where sales will start registering as a lead and take it further for a conversion, right? For example, once a person shows interest in a test drive, or once a person shows interest in a site visit for an apartment, that is where the salesperson will take into consideration, right? So the salesperson will come into the interaction with the consumer who is interested in that. So that's where the sales CRM softwares will integrate with the marketing solutions, cross-channel marketing solutions, right? Now, if it is not a B2B scenario, what will happen? The person who is adding a particular product in the cart, once he or she starts getting offers, they might complete that transaction, right? And they buy a product, right? Which could be a fashion goods or grocery products or any other product which you are interested in buying on that website. So that completes your sales process there itself. So in a B2C scenario, you don't need typically a CRM solution, right? Because this process completes there. But there is a possibility that you want to capture all these customer details into a CRM solution for creating a audience, contact details of those customers, right? While in a B2B scenario, there could be subsequent processes for a salesperson to complete interaction with the customer. For example, they might be sending a code to the customer, and they would be negotiating that code with the customer. So all these details needs to be captured, and hence you need a sales CRM solution in a B2B scenario, right? So in a B2C scenario, complete the transaction on the website itself. In a B2B scenario, you might be taking that information into sales CRM system. Now what happens when the sale completes, either B2B or B2C? The customer will have certain complaints about the product, right? Or the services which are offered. Now that is where the CRM service will take into consideration, right? This is where the customer will create a ticket or will call the service center, or may probably approach the brand through WhatsApp, or it could be SMSs, or it could be chatbots, and raise a request about their concerns about the product, right? This is where the CRM service solutions will take into consideration. Now, why CRM service solutions are critical in today's world as a part of a complete customer experience, right? So digital marketing cannot be standalone without sales and service solutions today. The reason behind that, what happens in a service can also will have an impact on a marketing, right? A simple example is, if I'm facing a problem about a particular product, when I bought that product from a particular brand, and I have raised a complaint, and I have lots of heated arguments going on with the service people. They're not able to resolve it. And so what happens? Suddenly I get an email offer from that brand about another product or maybe same product. What is my reaction in this situation? I'm already upset with you guys. Why are you sending me all this communication? Why are you calling me here for another product? Right? So this is where the digital marketing has to take into consideration the conversations are happening with the sales and service department when that they are sending a communication to the customer. Now, when you have hundreds and thousands of customers having these interactions with you, is it possible for you to manually track at each and everything? That is where the automation takes into consideration. So automation will take into consideration who are unhappy customers, right? Those customers have to be removed from next communication, which is going from the marketing tool, right? So this is a feedback loop which is given to the marketing automation solution, a cross channel orchestration solution, that whenever there is a uh, unhappiness of the customer happening with that brand, those customers should be removed from the further communication as a part of that automation process, which is email offer which are going, or SMSs which are going to the consumers, right? So this is a complete loop which is happening. So is this diagram explains you in brief the whole customer experience? Any questions around this?
No, sir.
Have you studied this particular thing in your marketing program or MBA course? So I'm just trying to put it in a gist. It's a very well articulated, connected. I generally used to present it to many customers because people don't think from a connected experiences point of view. They generally studied or they know particular area from this diagram, but they don't think about overall experience when we are talking about customer experience, right? So then today we are also having a lot of additional things. We are talking about artificial intelligence. Now, where is artificial intelligence coming here? Any example? Can you identify an example? Right, a simple example is artificial. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. You want to say something?
Chatbots, sir.
Yeah, chatbots is also important here. So artificial intelligence, when I'm talking about artificial intelligence or AI/ML, right? Machine learning. So what happens? The system is collecting a lot of data, streaming data about consumer behavior on the website. So with that streaming data, now machine learning can leverage that data, say that this customer, he's browsing so many pages, so many products, and similar customers of these customers have bought this product in the past. So ML will communicate to the brand from the intelligence perspective that these are the customers who would be interested in buying this product. They are not just browsing or window shopping. They are very keen on buying this product because of their stickiness on the website or app. And they're also part of a similar customers who are part of this cohort, which we call it as a lookalike customer, right? When you say lookalike, the lookalike is created based on the consumer behaviors and profile of those consumers, right? So for example, lookalike is if there are 10 people in your batch who continuously or constantly browse automotive related information, right? And let's say they join now a job, they get a good salary, so they start buying cars of their choices, right? So out of that 10, let's say two people buy the car, right? Now system will identify that there are 10 people who have a similar behavior in the past about browsing, and now they got into a job, right? They change their profile because now they are employed, they are earning salaries, right? Out of that 10, 2 have already bought the car. So remaining 8, there is a potential to buy the car, right? So that's called as machine learning, which is leveraged to identify what is the potential closure. Now there will be 100 people you are targeting as a part of ad or marketing, but system will tell you that out of those 100, 8 are potential, have more potential to buy the product, right? So you focus on those 8 more than the rest of the 90 people, right? So that's how the ML comes into picture, machine learning comes into picture, right? Now chatbots and the IoT, right? Internet of Things. Internet of Things are also playing a big factor now, and not only from a service perspective. So generally, Internet of Things plays a bigger role from a service perspective. For example, your car is needs a maintenance, right? And there is a potential breakdown can happen in next 100 kilometers. So if you have IoT placed on your car, devices, so what will happen is the system will trigger a car seller or car company that this particular person is going to have a challenge or a problem in next 100 kilometers because so and so part is probably having a wear and tear or having certain problems. So what will happen is car company would immediately trigger a message to the dealers or service center next to that person based on the location of that person and ask them to reach out to this consumer or customer and help him to resolve that problem so that he doesn't face that accident or breakdown on the road. Right? So that's the Internet of Things which is taking care. Right? So it takes into consideration those parameters of those various parts in the car and identifies the potential breakdown and communicates that to the dealers or service centers to help that customer before that customer even realizes that there is a potential breakdown of his car or her car, right? So that's the Internet of Things. Now that can also be leveraged now to sell some services, right? For example, a car company can, communicate to that customer that would you like to go for on-road service, right? Or you would like to replace so and so part because we have a challenge with this part. It's wear and tear happening, or maybe tires are going to have a problem. So would you like to buy those tires in the next dealer, which is located near to your current location? So that's a marketing communication which is happening leveraging those IoT devices. Chatbots is another way of communicating the information or capturing the information. For example, JAGSOM has a chatbot on their website. That what is happening is a person landing on your JAGSOM website, they are trying to find more information about courses and content and fee structure for those courses, right? So what is happening is instead of having a manual intervention, that person have to call somebody or visit your institute, a lot of information they are getting on the chatbot itself. Now marketing tools can leverage that information, saying that this person was interested in so and so courses. He also inquired or she inquired about the pricing of that course, right? And that information now leveraged by the marketing automation solutions to send a further communication to that consumer saying about, oh, you are interested in so and so course. Would you like to have further information? So what will happen is that marketing automation software using content marketing tool would already have email templates for various courses. So it will pick up that email template, send an email to that person based on the interest of that person that he's interested in BBA course or marketing MBA course, and these are the details of these courses. These are the placements which are offered as a part of these courses. What were the past placements offered? What are the average salary offered? When you see that communication happening as an end consumer, you are impressed, right? So you are expecting this detail in subsequent meeting. Now you already got these details on an email. What will happen is your chances of conversion are higher because you browse another 10 institutes websites. You didn't get this information while this company is sending you this information based on your conversation on chatbot or your browsing pattern on the website. The automation tool is already sending out all that content in next few hours time or few minutes time also. So that helps in conversion of that customer, right, quicker than anybody else. So that's the importance of marketing automation or digital marketing here, right? So any questions around this? I hope I'm not you know talking too much around the concepts, but is it helping you guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So always think from your business that you're running a business, and in that business, are these things are going to happen? Tomorrow you're going to start your own business. Maybe you are not happy with the placement. You want to, maybe you are entrepreneur. You want to become entrepreneur. Whatever learning you had, now you want to leverage, right? And now you start a business. So what will you need? All these things you are required, right? So how would you reach out to your audience? How would you, get their personal information about email ID and SMSs and various details? And then how would you have outbound communication to those customers so that you can sell the product, either convert them on your website or sell the B2B product, right? So this is a complete integrated flow, which I'm talking here, right? So now let's go back to some of those examples, which I'm talking here, and some of the tools which would help you to prepare yourself for your potential or prospective job interviewer, right? And these are very important because many times we study a lot of things in the books, but you don't get the exposure to some of these tools, and that is where I'm trying to cover here. Have you ever used any tools as a part of these courses?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
no, sir. We haven't used it.
Okay, great. So this is then I'm helping you to add some value here rather than trying to repeat some of these conversations, right? So I'll just close some of these things, right? So let's can you see my uh, screen here, or do I have to share the whole screen for that?
So we can just see the PPT.
Okay, so let me share the whole screen. Okay. Now, what do you see?
Yes, so we can see the website.
Okay, great. Now you look at your website, right? So let's JAGSOM website. Now, how would you treat this website? Is it B2C or B2B business? It's a combination probably, right?
Yes, sir.
Reason behind that, when I'm saying why it is combination, because there is some, the conversation required before somebody, joins your courses. There is not a one-day interaction or few hours interaction or few minutes interaction, which will, help that person to join your institute, right? As a student, right? There is a lot of communication goes on. There is a lot of information is captured, right? So that's why, though the end consumer is a student, it is a communication which is longer, and hence it is a combination of B2B and B2C. So you have a nice chatbot here, which is browsing through that, which is capturing the information about your interest and intent. So this is great. Not many institute have this, super bot. And so, and then you have various courses offered. So what will happen is all these streaming software which I was talking about. One of the streaming software is Google Analytics, the best software among streaming, right? So always try to get exposure to Google Analytics. When I've sent you a link about Google Marketing Cloud, get the trial. Have you got the trial so far? Have you
Yes, sir.
joined the trial? Okay, so we'll look into that now. Right. So what is happening here? Your contact us page is here. So here in the contact us page, as a student, I would enter my email ID and all those mobile number and what courses I'm interested, right? Now this information, when I submit, it will go into a marketing tool as a contact or audience, right? And that audience is now sharing, that person is sharing, consenting to leverage his email ID or her email ID or mobile number for you to have further communication. So this is called as inbound audience, right? When I was talking about paid audience or anonymous audience, what will happen? How that person came on this website? How did I come on this website? So prior to that, there was another step, which was advertising, which I mentioned on that website, right? So what happens is JAGSOM marketing team would identify from the data management platforms, which could be Google or Facebook, that what audience they are targeting for their campaign on the joining of particular course, right? Which is BBA, could be MBA. So based on, so they will identify the audience on Google or Facebook or Instagram or maybe various other social media website. The audience they will identify is they are looking for a people in certain age group. They are looking for people who are interested in MBA courses because of their past behavior searching for MBA courses on Google and various other websites. So that anonymous audience, a cohort, is leveraged to send out an ad, to show that ad to various places. JAGSOM ad is appearing on, economictimes.com or maybe Facebook or Instagram, and that is targeted to a specific audience, which is certain age group, certain interest or intent of those people, right? Based on that. Just imagine if JAGSOM cannot target 100 million people in India, right? Otherwise, they will end up spending crores and crores rupees in advertisement. So what happens is, this is where the segmentation of audience happens, right? And that segmentation of audience, out of 1.4 billion population, will identify who are those 100,000 people to whom JAGSOM wants to show the ad for MBA courses. And when that ad is presented to those people, then those people will click on that ad and they will come to JAGSOM website. Till that time, JAGSOM doesn't know who is that person. Now, when that person lands on the website, then that person will start sharing the details either on the chatbot or on your contact us page. And this is where the subsequent marketing automation will happen. Got it? Any questions around this?
No, sir.
Okay. So, right. So this is how the paid marketing, social media. So there could be another way of showing, instead of showing a display ads, JAGSOM might have paid Google AdWords. They identified Google AdWords and paid to Google, saying that whoever is searching for marketing MBA, when they search on the Google, they should see the first 3 or 4 websites as a jagsom.com, right? So for example, if I'm searching for marketing in India, right? So you can see this ad, this is all is paid ads. These are the people who are paying Google to show their brand's website and some content, which is called a snippet, right? Or meta tags, and the link of the website, right? So this is paid. Now, anything not AD is a organic search, right? You can see here what is happening here. So your website may not be paying for that ad word, the Google, right? Who is paying for the ad word? Marketing MBA in India, Narsimonji, or any of these websites, right? Sorry, these institutes, right? Because there is substantial money involved. All these Narsimonji, SP Jain, they are like 10, 15 institutes across India and globe. They are running, so they can have that muscle power, financial muscle power, to pay Google to run this ad. While JAGSOM could appear somewhere, as JAGSOM will have more and more campuses, they want to attract more and more students, they would have more funding available, they would also start doing that. Now this is this is all called as paid ad, and this is how the audience like me would click on that ad, and would go to the JAGSOM website, not just social media ads or display ads. Display ads examples could be, for example, if I go to economictimes.com. So when I go to economictimes.com, I see a lot of ads here on the left hand, banner ads. So this pokerbazi.com is paying heavily now, right, to show these ads on economictimes.com to everyone comes on the website. Right? This is not a personalization of the ad. When I'm talking about personalization of the ad, if I'm searching on Google for MBA for marketing courses, ideally, I should see Narsi Munje or somebody's ad coming here, right? But they cannot afford paying so much for such. While this pokerbazi.com could have got a lot of funding, they have enough muscle power now. They want to show their ad to everyone coming on the economictimes.com, irrespective of audience segmentation, right? So when I click on pokerbazi.com now, it will take me to the website of Pokerbazi. Right. Similarly, JAGSOM could be showing that ad here, banner ad, and it will take me to the JAGSOM.com website. Right. So how the this is called as publisher. Economictimes.com is a publisher. NDTV.com is a publisher who are showing ads on their website because there are a lot of audience coming on their website. Right. And they are leveraging that audience and monetizing that audience by showing those ads. Typically, what used to happen this in a physical world, the brand will publish one pager and Times of India newspaper or Hindu newspaper. They used to pay crores probably for that one pager ad on a festival day. Shobha developers will place an ad, or somebody else will place an ad, right? Why that is changing now? Because who reads newspaper? Are you ever now as a millennials? Are you even looking at newspapers today? No. People are still publishing those ads, paying huge money. But as a millennials, you are not bothered about looking at those ads. So what you're doing is you're reading Economic Times online. Now this is where the brands are publishing those ads here on Economic or ndtv.com or timesofIndia.com. These are publishers. We are leveraging those spaces around their website to allow brands to publish the ad. And these ads will helping the brands to get audience on their website. To audience, let's say if 100,000 people see these ads and click on this ad, and out of that 20,000 people sign up on a daily basis, right, or download this pokerbazi.com, right? So that's a substantial revenue for the pokerbazi.com. At least for substantial leads they have got it by publishing these ads. Right? Any questions around this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Guys, please feel to ask any question because I want to make it interactive. It should not be boring one-way conversation, right? If you haven't understood or haven't studied these things, please be open and ask questions, right? Now, this is happening in a generic way. Pokerbazi.com is showing me this ad. Now, what happens is if I'm browsing a particular article, like Starbucks, wow, Starbucks article aa gaya hai. Starbucks article, I am searching Starbucks. What will happen is Starbucks somewhere is tying up with the publisher saying that whoever is reading this article, I want to send them an email communication or show them an ad here next time when they come on this page or on this website, economics.com. And I might present them a voucher of 10-15% discount. So what will happen is because I'm interested in Starbucks, reading this article, the system, the Starbucks is leveraging that contextual information and cookie IDs. Cookie IDs, when I'm reading an article, there is a developer, you can see more tools here. When you go to the developer tools, this is where the cookie ID is registered. That cookie ID is leveraged by the publisher to show Starbucks that so many people viewed this particular article. 100,000 people read this article today, and these people have this cookie ID. Now this cookie ID is leveraged by the Starbucks and publisher like economics.com, either working with the ad network, which will be Google or any other ad network tool. And now Starbucks says, oh, show this ad to these 100,000 cookies. They don't know who are these people, right? So they are, next time when I go on this laptop and open economictimes.com, my cookie ID is already registered. So with that cookie ID, I am presented with the Starbucks ad. And when I click on that ad with the voucher code, and now I register that voucher code on Starbucks website, I leverage that coupon now, go to the nearest Starbucks outlet and buy that coffee with that voucher code. So what is happening is the system has presented the ad to 20,000 people out of, 100,000 people next day. And out of that 20,000 people came to the Starbucks outlet. They leverage that coupon ID. It could be a, digital coupon ID, because Starbucks can just use a scanner and, check that coupon ID and give that 20% discount. So what is happening is my customer increased by 20,000 people in a day. And how do those customers came in? With that coupon ID, Starbucks said that with this ad published on the Economics Times, displayed on the Economics Times, we got 20,000 people today. So if you have presented, let's say, if you have spent, let's say, 10 lakh rupees in presenting this ad on economictimes.com, and we have got 20,000 customers who spent certain rupees, let's say a crore revenue I got it today. I'm spending 1 lakh, 10 lakh rupees on a digital marketing ad. So my ROI is huge, right? Any question around this? Any clarification? Getting people? Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So some of these things you may not study in your books at all. And these are the real life examples I'm talking about today. And that's why I was interested in learning this session, because many times what happens, there is a disconnect. What is happening in the industry and what is happening in the courses many times. And that disconnect because of the evolving technology, disconnects happens. Nothing to blame anyone here. It's just because of the actual life scenario is different from what you study in the books, right? So this is how the ad publisher network works, right? Now let's look at some of these tools. I mentioned about Google Analytics, right? Google Marketing Platform, right? So this is Google Marketing Platform. You see here various tools are available in Google Marketing Platform. You have Analytics tool, which will track. So I have opened the Analytics tool. So here in the Analytics tool, Google Analytics, there is a tag which is placed on every website or app, which is called as Google Tag Manager. The tag manager will generate a tag, and that script, which could be a JavaScript, which is added to that website or app by the brand. So the moment brand adds that thing, like for example, here I am Google merchandising website, that tag is added, and that information about that Google merchandising website is now shown me here, right? So it is showing that in this particular last 28 days, right? This is analytics, right? So analytics is an integral part of the whole thing here. Without analytics, your marketing, sales, service will not work. So anybody is saying that analytics is not required or I'm not interested in analytics, it's not your choice. Today, analytics, AI, ML is a critical part of every conversation. Right? So analytics is leveraged here. It is showing me in last 28 days. I can change the time bucket also, right? Here I can say yesterday, last 28 days. So it will show me that how many people landed on the website, my website, how many events happen. Events could be click events, it could be add to cart event, it could be cancel purchases event, and how many conversion happen. Sales conversion it could be, right? If it is a B2C website. If it is a B2B website, it could be leads which are generated. So somebody who's landed on JAGSOM website is converted called converted when that person submits a particular form and generates a lead for JAGSOM to further have a conversation with that student. That's a conversion. In case of B2C, it will be somebody is completing a purchase by adding a card and making a payment. That's a conversion, right? And this is where the total revenue is accounted. And so there are various analytics reports are presented on a real-time basis. Here you can see that how many people in last 30 minutes, how many users landed on the website, right? You could see that, right? And how many people are coming from various regions. It could also go to the granular level of cities, identify. So what is happening is here I can leverage this analytic information to have those offers presented into those particular cities or regions. For example, I see that there is a Pongal festival or maybe big festival in Chennai. And that's why lots of people are coming on my shopping website 2 days, 3 days before to buy a few things. Now, maybe I'm a global brand, so I don't know Pongal and all these festivals. So when I go to the analytics website of my brand and look at the analytics, I see that, oh, so many people landing on my website from Chennai. What's wrong? So I check with the Chennai people in my office. Guys, what's wrong? So Chennai people says, oh, there is a big festival coming. So that's why lots of people are coming on your website. So then I will say that, why can't we show them an offer for Chennai people? So when they come on my website, people who are from Chennai, they would see an offer that they would get additional 5%, 10% discount if they buy today in next 24 hours. So what will happen is suddenly there is a increased conversion happening. Lots of people buying on our website. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I think there was a in Kerala, in Lulu Mall, there was 50% offer discount, and a huge crowd were there on the shopping malls. Literally, crowded, heavily crowded, and people are finding difficult to even come out of the stores. There was a video roaming around, shared on the WhatsApp, right? So this is what happens, right? When you present that ad, the conversion increases. Now this is called as intelligence. How that intelligence comes? From analytics. That how many people are coming from which cities, what products they are looking at, and how many people are buying those products, on which day, what is a trend over the last 1 month. All that is shown in the Google Analytics. And that Google Analytics now integrates with the website personalization or app personalization tools, as well as cross-channel marketing automation tool to run various campaigns, to present the offers, or to send out the communication to all those people. If they have already signed up on your website, I would say that if I have 100,000 people on the website landing from Chennai, and out of that 20,000 people have already signed up, they are my existing customers, I have their email ID or mobile number, I will immediately trigger a campaign from a marketing automation tool saying that all these 20,000 people should get an offer through email or mobile or SMS or WhatsApp. So what will happen is these people will rush to the website. Oh, I got an offer, 20% offer, additional offer. Let me buy this product before this offer is gone. And this is out of that 20,000 people, now 10,000 people have already bought that. This is how the conversion will increase and my sale will increase. This is digital marketing. And this is so power of digital marketing is if you have a personalized offer created, personalization created as a part of cross-channel orchestration, this is going to definitely help the organization. And that is why digital marketing is, taking a prominence in today's world, when your physical contacts are reducing due to COVID situation and various other situations, like either it could be raining. It's raining everywhere today, right? In last few days, and people are finding difficult to go to the malls and shops. So they are ordering online. So how would they get those offers if they can't go to the malls? So they are getting those offers online. So shoppers.com, not only having malls, but they are also having their own, let's say shoppers.com, right? On their digital website from where people can order the things, right? So if they're not able to go outside in the mall and buy those products, they can buy it online. They're presented with those offers, right? So this is Google Analytics, so powerful. Everyone uses nowadays Google Analytics. How do you identify?
Sir, should we pay anything to access this Google Analytics for a company?
Yes, depending on the transactional volume. Now, as the volume, see, initially Google Analytics is free for people, but they want more and more feature, then they would charge for that.
Okay.
The simple Google Analytics is free for many people. So even JAGSOM.com, now you can identify this by using various tools which are available in the market. One of them is, for example, I'm JAGSOM.com. There is an extension which I've added, which is built with technology. So what will happen is it will show me what are the plugins added on JAGSOM.com. So here it will show me the Google AdWords conversion, Google site tag, global site tag, and various other things, tags which are added, various other pixels and tags which are added, which is leveraged by this website, either knowingly or unknowingly. Knowingly means JAGSOM knows that they need to have Google Analytics tracker, so they might have added Google tags. But there are a lot of tags which might get added unknowingly, and hopefully, if they are secure, that doesn't create any problem, right? So, so this is where JAGSOM.com may not be, leveraging Google Analytics so effectively because it's a B2B. Your admission process is just 2-month cycle. While in a B2C scenario, it is like, it's everyday affair. So Google Analytics is leveraged by B2C very effectively because they need to know what's happening on their website, how many people are landing, how much time they are spending on which pages, from which region, from which city they are coming, whether that audience is male audience or female audience, what is the age bracket that audience, because Google has all the information captured over the period of time. They present that in statistics to the real-time statistics, I would say, to the brand, which brand can leverage very effectively. Right? So Google Analytics today is a very powerful tool, leveraged by almost each and every website. Okay, so just remember, and if you can get certification on Google Analytics, great, because this is very popular tool, Google Analytics. I hope everyone is there on the call listening to me, or
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are you finding it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Very good, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Prerna, Meenal, are you there on the call? I'm not hearing you. I hope they are there. Okay. Right. So Google Analytics is very important in today's world. You can share these reports. You can have insights created from Google Analytics. You can various insights. Like I was talking about demographics. Demographics is, what language do people use the most? What countries my users come from? When I click on that, or what are my top cities, right? So it will start showing me all that information, insights. Like on this particular website, there are 7.1 in last 1 week. 7,000 people are from United States, 1,000 people from India, Canada. So there are lots of insights you are getting here, right? And that you can leverage, that what offers to present for which country, for which city, all that information can be leveraged. There is a site personalization tools which are available, which even Google has a site personalization tool, which is called as optimization, right? So when you look at Google marketing website, you have analytics, optimize is site personalization tool. So you can even dynamically personalize the website based on the user behavior on the website, or demographics of the website, or the streaming information coming from analytics tool, right? So, and then there are a lot of tools which you may not have free trial access, right? So for example, I was talking about search tool, right? Where you are paying Google for showing a website of first 3 websites when somebody is searching for marketing MBA course. This is search ads, right? Display ads and video ads is something which is leveraged for showing ads in the YouTube. And you see a lot of ads coming nowadays on YouTube. Whenever you see a particular video, you'll see a few seconds ad coming there, right? Those ads are generally presented by Google, because YouTube is Google's platform, right? So Google leverage all this ecosystem to show those ads everywhere. display ads, video ads, and this analytics 360, which I'm talking about, a bigger version of the analytics which I was showing, which is a lot more detail, a lot of information is there. So that's a paid version. Right. So if you want to become a good marketer, Google marketing platform is nowadays must. Everyone should have knowledge. Whether you are interested in sales, service, or marketing, guys, today everyone should know digital marketing, irrespective of where you are. Even a salesperson, if he doesn't know how to leverage digital marketing, he or she will not be able to do effective sales because they have to generate leads somewhere, right? So you browse through this, and then you will see a lot of information here. There are a lot of information available on the website for you to browse, as well as to understand what each of those reports means, right? You can configure your own stuff. So this is Google Analytics and Google 360 display ads, all those things, products which we discussed here, right? Display ads is what I was talking about, publishers, right? Publishers leveraging Google. So what happens is Google tag will be placed on this economictimes.com, and Google will start fetching the information. Google may be also helping economictimes.com to present how much inventory of ad spaces is available for them to show the ads on economic.com. So in turn, what will happen is Google is an ad network. So it looks at demand from advertisers, a brand, and looks at what's inventory available from publishers, and then create that bidding network. So the advertisers would would know that Google has an inventory coming from ndtv.com, timesofindia.com, economic times, so and so inventory is available at so and so time, and this is a price of that inventory to place an ad on so much of time. So all that happens, it's called as real-time bidding, which is beyond your imagination. This is all happening in the internet in milliseconds time. It's all happening milliseconds time. This bidding war happening. And Google plays an important role. There are a few other players, but because Google has so much of data about all of us. Everyone is getting tracked on their map, on their YouTube, on their search. All of you are audience on the Google. Google knows who are you, frankly. So, and then that's why you see those ads at various places. And so that's anonymous ads which are presented, and when they come on the website, their contacts are captured, and that's where you would see right here, login salesforce.com. Okay, before I go to Salesforce, now there are marketing tools available. Marketing tools, as I said, cross-channel orchestration tool. One of them is Freshworks. Even SFDC, Salesforce.com has, Oracle has, Adobe has. But what is available for trial? Not everybody is giving trial version free of cost. So this is where I access the Freshworks, which has a trial version available, which you can browse. So you will get to know that many such software have similar features, or tools have similar features. So when you look at a marketing tool from Freshworks, right? Now here we are talking about outbound marketing, not inbound marketing, right? Or the paid marketing. Paid marketing, which I was talking about, display ads and search ads, all that is anonymous audience. Now, once the anonymous audience sees those display ads, social ads, video ads, and click on that and come on the brand's website, they share their contact details. And that contact details is now captured in a marketing tool, which is called as cross-channel marketing tool or marketing automation tool. Now, what will happen is, in this marketing automation tool, you have those contacts created. The moment they would submit those details on the website, that lands into the contacts here, right? And contacts are created. So hundreds and thousands of contacts are created. So typically, when you are using a CRM software also, you'll see such contacts information also, right? But this is a marketing tool. So your contacts may not be, so qualified for a sales yet, because marketing will, people who are landing on a JAGSOM.com, they will share their details and that will land here as the contacts, right? And out of those contacts, now I can create a segment of that contacts in the form of a list, right? So either import, I can even import the contacts. So if I created the contacts on a spreadsheet, I can just import that contacts if I have already. So if you already have a list of contacts, you can just bring that, import that into this contact also, right? Now here segmentation of that contact. What will happen is segmentation, you are identifying out of these contacts. So if I have JAGSOM has received 100,000 contacts over the last 1 month, what are the contacts whom I want to send what communication? So you can now leverage those contacts and say that I want to maybe based on interest, a status. It just could be interest, is MBA, BBA, something like that, right? So I will further bifurcate those contacts based on their interest, whether they are interested in MBA course and whether they are interested in marketing, finance, all that. I can have information captured and filter that and create a segment. So segment for MBA marketing, segment for MBA finance, segment for BBA. So these segments I would create here in the segmentation, and I would create then customer journeys for each of the segment.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, when we have all these SaaS softwares or these kind of softwares, then why do we even use Python in like those softwares?
Which softwares are talking about? Python is leveraged to build some of the softwares.
No, sir. I mean, we are learning this marketing analytics, like few analytics part we have learned so far. So
yeah,
when we have an option to buy such kind of software, then why do we want to?
Your college job, your professor's job is to teach you various aspects. Tomorrow, if you want to build your own analytics tool, you may leverage Python.
Okay.
They are not selling the tools which are available in the market. Their job is to educate you on various aspects. You might become an entrepreneur and you start your own analytics tool, create your own analytics tool using Python, and may compete with the Google Analytics tomorrow. Right?
Yes.
Or maybe you are using those Python language to create AI ML capabilities on your website, not necessarily Google Analytics, right? So the Python can be leveraged to create machine learning also, right? On your website, not necessarily you can leverage Google Analytics to get the data and leverage that data and leverage Python to show certain ads based on the propensity of that particular person's interaction on your website and what they're going to buy. Right? So you can think about various applications of Python while continue leveraging Google Analytics. Right? Because you can create a personalized offers and information on your brand's website while leveraging the existing tools like Google Analytics. So, and Python can be leveraged for various things, not necessarily just analytics purpose, right? Today, all the apps are created using Python, mostly leveraged Python, right? Mobile apps. And there's so many things are missing. Google Analytics cannot give you 100% solution for your business. You have to have certain customization for your business. And that is where Google Analytics becomes a base, and you can leverage Python to build those additional things on top of it for your business, right?
Okay, sir.
So now journeys, when you're talking about, now you have maintained contacts, right? Created segments for various courses. And now here in the journeys, you are saying that what communication should go to that segment. Right? Here the journeys are very beautiful flow you are creating here. You can see on the right hand side, you want to create a journey. Say, for example, if somebody lands on your website and submits that landing page, and comes to that landing page where he submits those contacts about himself or herself, right? That person should get added into the list. So this is automation I'm talking about, right? So similarly, next stage would be I can send in the communication to that person through email. This is a workflow we are creating. If that person is not, seeing that email, opening that email, I can further send email after 3 days. So there you have those action delays, right? Add time to delay. So system will track that how many people open that email, how many people read that email. Okay, there's a mechanism by which the information is coming back to the system. So then it will identify that out of 100,000 people, only 10,000 people read that email today, right? So instead of bombarding email every 1 hour, 2 hour, I can add in between saying that now next communication about the similar email should go after 3 days, right? So I can create another email content and it should be sent to those remaining 90,000 people. Okay, so these are various triggers, events, and tools are available here, which you can leverage to create a journey, and that journey can automate the whole process. This is where I was talking about automation, and so you can have different journeys created for different business scenarios, right? Whether it's a B2B or B2C, and this is a workflow you are setting up. In a workflow, once you save that workflow and click on start journey, system will automatically run those marketing campaigns. And then you can leverage that analytics to see how many people opened the email, how many people delivered the SMSs, or it could be WhatsApp messages. So when I'm talking about cross-channel orchestration, you can say that a person after sending a reminder after 3 days didn't open the email. So another 50,000 people didn't want to open the email twice, which was sent to them. So my next journey should be, I should send an SMS or WhatsApp message, because these people are generally tend to open WhatsApp messages or SMSs. Right? So I can have another thing, send an WhatsApp message in the journey, maybe after 2 days. So I selected a campaign segment, which is MBA marketing, people who are interested in MBA marketing process. I have created a template here. Now, here you can see that you can create an email campaign template here. And you can also create a landing pages, which can be deployed on JAGSOM.com, right? So here I have created a template about various details about marketing course, the placements, the average salary people have received, and that email is sent automatically to those people who have gone on to landing pages of JAGSOM, shown interest for MBA marketing courses. So what will happen once I create this journey? Every time I don't have to create this journey. After 10 days, again, another 50,000 people, students come on your website. Out of that 10,000 people showing interest for marketing MBA course, they will get added into this campaign automatically. Right? Have you understood, team?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is called as marketing automation and cross-channel orchestration. Why cross-channel orchestration? Because I'm not only sending email, I'm sending SMS, I'm sending WhatsApp. Now you can leverage Python to say that how do I identify people who only read emails or who only read WhatsApps or only open SMSs. And instead of trying to run this program in a step-by-step, the system should automatically identify that out of this 100,000 audience, 10,000 generally prefer emails, 20,000 generally prefer SMSs, so 30,000 generally prefer WhatsApp. So system should automatically send in the first stage itself those messages to different audiences on different channels of their choices. And that choices is generally leveraged by the analytics tool to identify what is their choices in the past behavior. Based on that, system will identify that these audiences generally have a tendency to read emails. These audience generally have a tendency to read WhatsApp. This audience generally have a tendency to read SMSs. So this is where AI/ML is leveraged today. There are various places AI/ML is leveraged. Right? So you can leverage this. You can get an access to this Freshworks marketing and start leveraging this customer journey tool. Create your campaign, run those campaign. At least browse through it, understand it. That what are the features are available. Right? So there are various controls are available. You have A/B testing also happens. So this is called as split traffic. Split traffic. What happens is split traffic is you want to create two different email templates. One has details about marketing course. The other one has details about marketing close plus maybe the placement information, right? And then you want to try out what emails, one of these emails would get more attention from the audience. So you say that 20% people in this my segment should receive this email, 80% should receive this email for Marketing MBA course. You start seeing that, oh, the moment people see placement information, they have a tendency to open that email. So then you decide that next time I should only use the placement related campaign template. Right? Because they have a tendency of opening that email. So this is all combination, permutation combinations, AI/ML capabilities are leveraged now to make your campaign more and more effective. Because at the end of the day, when you're a digital marketer, your performance will be measured based on how you're optimizing the spend and getting more and more leads and conversions. Right? And that is where you have to leverage such tools. Various tools are available in the market for various things. You have to leverage those tools and identify what is my strategy, where I'm spending my marketing budget, how effective each of those channels and tools are available, and how much revenue I am incrementally generating for the organization. Right? And then you have those analytics tools available here in each of those tools to help you to identify the campaign performance. You may be running 100 campaigns for different things. Right? In JAGSOM's case, you may not have 100, 5, 10 campaigns is enough, but in case of B2C businesses, you might be hundreds of campaigns are running parallelly. Right? It could be depending on the abandoned cart event, it could be depending on the browser history, all that information, or it's the tracking history of the people, the profile of those people, right? And then various categories of the products. You may be running hundreds campaigns parallelly. Now here the analytics will help you to identify that how many of those campaigns have generated how much leads or how much conversion. If these are email campaigns, how many people open those emails, how many people are sent those emails, how many open those emails, how many click through those emails, how many people downloaded the content from the email. So all that information is given as part of analytics. So you know that how effective is your campaign, how you can make those changes in the campaign so that you can improve the performance of that campaign. Right? In the first go, your campaign the campaign you have created here may not work sometimes. So you have to create permutation combination, A/B testing, what is called as that you have to do and identify what is the best campaign which can generate more leads and conversions. Right? Any questions around this?
No, sir.
Now channels nowadays here You can also add channels related to social channels or display channels also as a part of this campaign, right? Not just the WhatsApp, email, or SMS. Now the user is known, their social IDs are captured. You might end up presenting the ads to those users on Facebook, or it could be on Twitter, or it could be on display on a publisher's website, right? So that those are additional channels you can add here. Now there are specific tools which will help you to run those social media campaigns, like Hootsuite is another one of these tools which will help you to create a post, and that post you can have on a multiple channels. For example, in this case, I can connect my Twitter handle and Facebook and various other things, and whatever tweets I'm doing, I can schedule them, and those tweets can be presented on different channels or content, not necessarily tweet. I would say that I want to present a particular ad about my product, and I want to connect and schedule this ad to present it on Twitter and Facebook and various other channels in one go, right? So you don't have to go to each and every channel and publish that ad. The system like these Hootsuite kind of tools will help you to publish that on multiple channels in one go for different audiences, and it will also help you to track how many of them liked, how many of them reshared, retweeted, all that information, how many of them responded on that tweet, or how many of them responded on that Facebook ad. So all that is, there are tools which will help to track the whole thing. How many clicked on that, how many converted, how many went to the website to provide their details after clicking on those ads. So this is a great mechanism to entirely track this information. So this is outbound messaging, which I'm talking about here in the form of cluster orchestration, right? And this is, this is through social media channels. Right? Similarly, you have Facebook ads. In the Facebook ads, what will happen is in the Facebook ad also you can, when you're running paid ads, you can identify the audiences here. So you have ad manager in Facebook, where you can identify what audience. Again, your audience may be anonymous here. You are saying that I want to show this ad to a certain custom audience, right? And those custom audience coming from either your website, which is in the form of cookie IDs, or activities on your website app, or it could be from Meta, which is Facebook, right? So Facebook ads, you can leverage that audience. And that audience can be also based on the lookalike or demographics of that audience. Say, I want to show this ad to, if I'm selling, let's say, a particular device, which is mainly used by the audience in the age bracket of 20 to 30 people, right? And over the period of time, what happens is all this Google, Facebook, Meta, and all these people have captured so many details about you, and they put you in that cohort, saying that these people have certain income bracket, these people have certain spend. So based on that, you can effectively say that I want to show this ad of my BMW or Audi or maybe certain car to this particular age bracket, to this particular income bracket, to this particular cities, and these people who have who are inquired about this car in the past, right? So what will happen is you are minimizing the targeted audience by leveraging these various parameters and showing that ad to the right audience, where the chances of conversion is higher. Right? I hope all of you are, or is it is too long session?
No.
Okay. So very interesting, right? You haven't seen some of these tools, right? So that's the whole purpose. I was interested in showing some tools for a long time. because I want to connect your theory to now practical world with this session. Now, similarly, now let's say now those leads are in a B2B system. What happens is all those leads for, let's say, apartment or car or maybe JAGSOM's courses, these are B2B, right? So these people, they have shown the interest. Now their contacts are added here, right? And here, now this is SFDC, salesforce.com, sales CRM solution. So people who are interested in CRM solution also, you can see here, all contacts. So here the contacts will be there. Marketing has nurtured those contacts, which are came from marketing automation tools. People who landed on the website, they nurture those contacts based on the qualification of those leads, which are coming through marketing automation tool and marketing department. Those marketing qualified leads now come to sales CRM system, and those contacts now gets added here. Accounts and contacts in a B2B scenario, right? Accounts and contacts will get added here. Those are qualified by marketing department. Now here sales will take over. Oh, marketing will say that these guys have shown interest in test drive, or these guys are interested in site visits for a particular apartment building, and they have a budget. They have a need, budget, band, 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 budget, need, authority, all that, right? So now based on that, now marketing will pass on those contacts to the sales. So if they have 100,000 people generated leads, out of that 20,000 will be nurtured further and qualified and sent to the sales department. Now those 20,000 accounts will come here. Their contacts will come there, right? Account could be family, account could be a company, account could be a business. And out of that family, let's say husband, wife, and kid, I am the key contact for buying a car or apartment. Or if it is business, out of that, maybe a purchase department head is a contact which I am interacting with as a salesperson. So here this is your sales automation tool. As a salesperson, you are operating this tool. The contacts and accounts qualified by marketing will be presented here to you, right? And then you create a lead. Now those leads can be automatically entered based on the qualified leads from marketing, or you can create your own lead, right? Or you can import the leads. So here you say that so-and-so person, which is a contact, and this is a new lead, and you can provide details about that lead. Okay, and now that lead, as a salesperson, you start talking to that. Oh, that person is, now you take it to the site visit or test drive and further interact. So after 10 days, that person says, okay, guys, looking at various other cars, I'm now interested in buying your car. So that becomes your opportunity now. So that lead gets converted into an opportunity because that person is showing intent to buy that car from you. Right now, that opportunity now may have further stages where now that person is intended to buy the car, but what is next? Now you set up a meeting with that person, for a car price and all that. Send out a quote about that car price. Maybe share more details about that car. Maybe address the queries about that car the person has, because there is a possibility that the competition is again approaching that person and trying to feed some information about how your car is better than them, right? So this is where the sales job is. Now sales job will set up meetings and capture the notes about what clarification customer wants. All those activities are captured here. The tasks, the task could be sending out a quote to that person about a car. Maybe negotiations would be like getting a discount from your dealer owner, saying that, oh, additional 2% discount might close this deal, sir. Can you help me to get that discount? The customer is ready and he has budget, everything. The loan is approved. All that is done, and now that person says, okay guys, I'm buying a car from you at so and so price. So that is where you close the deal as a salesperson. If that person says, oh guys, sorry, I found a better offer in the other company, so that is lost deal. Won deal, lost deal, all that analysis is done, and that is shown as a forecast. Your management. So management will say, manager will have 10 sales reps under him. So each sales rep will have 100 opportunities, 150 opportunities, depending on whether they are working in which city, which region, right? And the manager is given a task to sell 100 cars every month. So he would look at all the dashboards saying that forecast, how many people are in my 10 people sales team are forecasting car this month end or this weekend. So he will run a forecast every week saying that, oh guys, you told me that you are selling 10 cars this week. Where is the status? What is the status? So he will track all that information. She will track all that information in this software. Just like a salesperson, he will have sales manager as a login. A sales manager will see all the 10 sales people under him and what is their forecast, how many deals they are running, who are their contacts and leads and opportunities, and he'll start probing. Hey, where is this guy? Oh, where is this deal? What is happening in this deal? You're supposed to close this last week. What is happening? Are you closing this week? Because that manager will have pressure from his manager, right? Or her manager. Right? And they will be always putting a pressure on these guys. So this is how the CRM software will help you to track that all information. Now just imagine if you don't have this, what will happen? The manager will have no clue what deals you guys are running. 10 people. He will be, or she will, always rely on your either you are bluffing or you are saying some good things, right? Right things. But at the end of the day, he has to deliver that number. She has to deliver that number. So he has to have up-to-date information. Just imagine if you didn't have such kind of tools. This was a Herculean task and a very time-consuming task. Today, on the go, salespeople will start capturing the information. If they are going to meet that customer on the mobile, they can access the tool and add the notes and add the price and get the approval on the fly in this tool about the discount. And then by the time they reach the customer and meet him, that discount approved is ready, and they present that code to the customer. They get the customer acceptance, they close the deal, and the manager doesn't have to follow up. Manager sees, oh, this deal is closed, great. So at the end of the week, he sees that out of that 100 cars, 50 cars already booked in this week second. Makes him happy. Right? So there are various reports, analytics, dashboards are available here to track various things, that what stages, what leads or opportunities are there, how many of those opportunities are going to generate how much business, right? Because you may have different cars with a different value. One is 25 lakh rupees, one is 10 lakh rupees if it is Maruti, right? You may have so much of variance. So at the end of the day, customer, the manager may not have a number of cars as a target. He may have overall revenue as a target. So he would say, if I have to close 10 crore business, I need to have mix of these cars sold this month, this week, based on what opportunities. So just imagine so many permutation, combination, pricing, all those things, and it becomes Herculean task to manage that information. That's why the sales CRM tool became popular, and Salesforce.com became popular for the whole reason. There are many other tools, CRM tools. Of course, the leader is Salesforce.com, and then you have Oracle, Microsoft, everyone. SAP has those tools. And so you have various analytics dashboards are available. If you go to the dashboards here, list of dashboards, say all dashboards. So you can see here key performance indicators, right? And in the key performance indicators, you can see how much is the closure time, what is the financial year-to-date revenue by quarter, by so all this can be configurable depending on the business industry or business situation. what stages the opportunities are there today, So here you can see, there is a pipeline in the funnel, top of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. I have 200,000 pipeline on the top of the funnel. How can I quickly progress this with the help of my sales reps and bring it to the bottom of the funnel so that I have more closure happening this month? All these decisions are taken based on this dashboard. So you may have various dashboards available here, as I said, various dashboards available. Marketing dashboard is there. Adoption is a software adoption tool you are selling, then it's an adoption dashboard is there. Sales manager dashboard is there. Sales manager dashboard will have generally forecast information captured, right? Total amount closed current quarter, right? Closed won deals, total accounts won, open. Open means they are in process, not yet won or lost. Now, how many closed by reps? Closed won deals by reps, right? What is the lead source? Where are these leads coming from? So you can imagine there are huge amount of information is captured, which will be leveraged to slice and dice, and also help you to predict the future, right? So you would realize that generally leads coming from so and so source will have a tendency to close faster or win those deals. So you will focus on those sources, lead sources. So you can leverage these dashboards to get insights and actionable insights and take certain decisions. And then AIML will also come into picture now here, saying that, okay, this person generally has a tendency to take a longer time to buy, shorter time to buy, or this person generally has a tendency to buy additional products based on the history, right? So today he's buying a car, but tomorrow he's going to buy some additional accessories. So you need to continuously be in touch with this person to sell that additional 10K or 100K business, right? So those recommendations the sales rep will be getting based on the AML capabilities. Right? So sales reps will have more intelligence to get more business. Right? And that's where the CRM tools are going to help to generate more business, improve the productivity, efficiency of the sales reps, as well as increase the business for the organization. Right. So that's it about today's session. Exactly 2 hours, almost close to 2 hours. Covered many things today.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I hope it is useful, and you have
Yes.
Yes, sir. It was a good session. Thank you.
Thank you, and great. So, any questions? Feel free to ask me after the session also if you need any help.
Sure, sir.
And I will try to see whether I can upload this recording on YouTube. If you want to go through it again or share with your friends, happy to do that. Right? All the best. Thank you, team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.